Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and look at what we have here. We have a return of a camera, folks. This camera is much better. This camera was expensive. This camera is worth it. Full HD, very nice, 60 frames per second with UHD. So looking absolutely wonderful, and HDR as well. So finally got a camera back, everybody. Really excited to have video again, and so far it's working pretty well. Doesn't seem to have any glitches with it so far. It was very simple to set up, and it's just attached to my monitor here. So yeah, finally have video back. Anyways, hope everybody's having an absolutely fantastic week so far. I know I am. Always a joy when I get to fire up a stream for everybody midweek. Sitting in currently Winnipeg, and we are in the Delta Airlines Fenix A320-200, currently cold and dark, nothing really going on at the moment. What we need to do is we need to get inside, and we actually need to get the airplane all fired up and ready to go because it's cold and dark right now. There's not anything going on whatsoever. So without further ado, what do you say we head on inside and get everything prepped, ready to go, and let's get on out of here and head to Minneapolis for the first leg of today's trip. So, jumping inside the flight deck here, as mentioned, everything is cold and dark, so we got to get her started up and ready to go. Heading up to the overhead panel, the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to come up here and click our external power on. There we go, you can hear the airplane starting to come to life. From here, we'll get battery switches 1 on and 2 on. Excellent. We'll go ahead and get our emergency exit lights into the arm position. We'll get our crew supply oxygen on as well. And we will get our IRSs all into nav mode. 1, 2, and 3. Lovely. Looking good there. Awesome. Just kind of wait for the rest of the airplane to come to life and kind of figure itself out. Oh yeah, we got to get our nav lights on as well. So there we go, all under power. You can see our nav lights nice and lit right here, looking great. Remember everybody, preliminary asking, as soon as we start, please go ahead and remember to hit the like button on the stream. I would really greatly appreciate that as well. If you are new here, enjoying what you're seeing, please go ahead and consider becoming a subscriber to the channel so you'll never miss out on any streams like this or any great flight simulation content. Now, currently sitting in Winnipeg, it was just snowing just a little while ago. You can see some of the flakes still dropping on in the background there as we sit here. Let's go ahead and get back in the flight deck here and have a look at our weather. And let's see exactly what we're looking at here as far as weather goes for Winnipeg. So currently in Winnipeg, it looks like we have winds gusting at 180 degrees. 22 knots steady, gusting to 29. Okay, 15-mile visibility, which is fine. Overcast at 1700. Temperature 10 degrees. Altimeter 2966. Okay, I'm wonderful with that. I'm fine with that. Nothing that we can't handle. We're also going to come over here. We're going to get our boarding started and ready to go now as well. We will resend the load sheet. And we have 113 passengers so far on this flight, so not very full. We'll just go ahead and load the airplane, and we'll ask for real-time loading. Okay, now that the airplane has begun loading, let's go ahead down here and come to our FMC, and let's get everything ready to go for our flight plan. We're going to come over here to the init page, and we're just going to click on init request. What that's going to do is that's going to drag our flight plan from SimBrief and our EFB on the left hand side and input all the data for us so we don't have to. Wonderful, everything is looking good. We are flight number Delta Lima 1283. So we're going to go ahead and input that in. We can come over here back to our EFB and go to our pilot brief tab, and we can grab the rest of the information that we are going to need from the airplane to get everything ready to go. So we'll go over here to our OFP, our operational flight plan. Our cost index is going to be 5 right here, so we'll come down here and put that as 5. And we're going to come and look for our cruising altitude, and usually the way I do that is I'll just come down here and look at our legs, and I will just go and look right in the middle of the flight and see what we're cruising at. Looks like 370 is going to be our cruising altitude. Wonderful. So we're going to pop back over to our FMC, or our McDo as it's known as in an Airbus, and we will go ahead and plug that in. Wonderful. Chris, what's going on, my friend? Welcome Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. We'll go ahead and get our win requests as well to get our wins all entered in to our McDo here. Lovely Thursday afternoon stream, folks. When's the last time I streamed on a Thursday afternoon at 4:30? Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely loving it. Okay, getting further win request information in. And we will start the wind data uplink insert. Awesome. Back over here to our IRSs, we will align on ref and confirm align. Awesome as well. Alright, let's continue on with our flight plan, shall we? Which runway are they having us depart from today? Let's go to our routing and find out here. Looks like we are going out on runway 18. It's a direct departure. So going out on runway 18, we'll go ahead and insert that in. Now, from there, we will clear out this discontinuity. Insert that. We're not going to worry about being vectored or anything like that. How's it going? It's going great, Chris. How are you? Hope you're having a fantastic day, my friend. Let's go ahead and get our arrival all set up for Minneapolis. Looks like we are going in on runway 12 right here via the Bainey 3 and the Gull transition. Okay. Wow, how did I just automatically forget already? 12 right. Okay. 12 right, the Bainey 3 and Gull. Go ahead and insert that now, and we should be all set. Let's just look down here through everything. Looks like we have a manual flight path there. That's no big deal. That's just to get us all set to turn for the ILS. Let's come over here, get this down to plan, and let's see exactly what we are going to be following here. Zoom in just a little bit, and let's cycle through our flight plan. Get a little bit closer so everybody can see. There we go. And just kind of cycle through everything. He's doing good. I was not feeling well yesterday, but you are fine now. Good to hear, Chris. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on lately. It's that time of the year. A lot of stuff being spread around, a lot of colds, a lot of flus, pretty much anything that everybody can keep to themselves, because I don't want anything to do with that. Flight plan is looking absolutely wonderful. We'll go ahead and hit the B button on our keyboard to get our altimeter all set up and ready to go. Awesome. We are pretty much good to go as far as our flight plan is concerned. Now we're going to come over here to our performance and kind of get all of this calculated so we know exactly what we're going to be doing. So we're going to go over here to our departure information. We are departing out of, like we had originally said, we are departing out of runway 18, so that's what we are going to select here. The runway surface, would I call it dry? No, I'm going to call it wet just because it's snowing. We're going to sync the load sheet preliminaries plus 2,000. We'll sync the live weather. We'll go ahead and calculate our takeoff data now, and we'll get that input into the McDo as well. 133 on the V1, 133 on the rotate, and 135 on the V2. So two 133s here. Right, lovely. Transition altitude 18,000, which is fine. Thrust reduction altitude is going to be 1790 for thrust reduction, and then we are going to accelerate at 3,000. That should be good. Awesome. Let's go ahead and look at our shift. Make sure we don't have one, which we don't. Flaps 3. Flaps 3 departure. Interesting. Okay. We'll take that, I guess. So flaps 3 and down 0.1. So we go DN 0.1. That should be fine. All right, and then we will grab our flex 2 temp as well, which is 6,700 or 67, not 6,700. My God, could you imagine that? All right, that's all good and ready to go, folks. Lovely. Let's take a look at our boarding and just see how everything is going with that. 35 people boarded. We still have a few minutes to go. Now that people are boarding, we're going to come over top. We're going to get the APU master start switch on and get some air in the cabin for everybody and disconnect the GPU and just make sure that we're going to be able to run underneath APU power on our own. So we'll go ahead and click the start button now. That's going to get up and going. Facecam stream. Oh yeah, CPH permanent facecam stream from now on. This is our new setup. You know, I can do a little bit of explaining in regards to what I was using beforehand for a face cam. So, believe it or not, I was using this, my personal cell phone. It's just an iPhone 13. And I had it on like a tripod, you know, like a selfie stick that was kind of like a tripod. And that's kind of what I just had on my desk. And I kind of had it all set up. But the way that I was getting it to work is it was passing the video feed over my Wi-Fi network into my PC. My PC was pulling the video feed from the IP address and importing it into OBS, which required a third-party software, which was just kind of why every now and then you would see it slowing down or flickering or doing just all kinds of weird stuff and auto-focusing and all that. But we don't have that anymore. We are using the Razer Kaio Pro camera is what I purchased, a $200 webcam. But it's actually absolutely worth it. I got it on sale, 57% off. I think I paid $93 for it, and it was originally a $200 webcam, so more than happy with that. Full HD, can go all the way up to 1080 at 60 FPS, and HDR enabled, which is what you're looking at right now. So more than thrilled to have a face cam back now. So we're going to go ahead and turn the APU bleed on now. Just make sure we look up here for our packs. We'll go ahead and get those up into the high position so everybody can have some air back there. Make sure it's nice and cool. We'll go ahead and bring it down to 1 notch of cool, seeming as we are in Canada and it is snowing. There goes pack 1. Pack 2, make sure that fault light disilluminates, which it does. Awesome. That's a steal, $93 for a $200 face cam. Absolutely, and it's still on sale too. If you guys are looking for one, it's still on sale on Amazon. Go ahead and pick one of them up because from what I've used it, I haven't used it extensively. I did some testing. I mean, I just got it a few days ago. Kind of got it all set up on my desk, and it doesn't take up a large amount of space at all. It's smaller. Easily you can tell when the camera's running, so you're not going to run around or do something stupid when your camera's on, right? 54 passengers boarded, still waiting on the remainder. Yeah, so I'm more than thrilled with everything that we've accomplished so far with getting a camera. So permanent solution, and the next step I'd like to take would be getting a better headset. I think something more HD would be better for me. And then I was maybe even thinking something a little bit different, possibly with the microphone situation, and possibly doing something with a mic right in front of my face. I mean, I really don't know, but that's all coming down the line. But yeah, so pretty much all we're going to have to do now, folks, you can hear out here, get that turned down just a tad. There we go. As you can hear, our APU is fired up. We are completely running. Everyone's baggage is staying out here, though. We're not taking anyone's bags with us, so if you were expecting any of your luggage, guess what? It's not coming with us to Minneapolis. Sorry, folks. Sorry indeed. Well, I hope everyone's having an absolutely fantastic Thursday. Everybody in chat, remember, if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. I would really greatly appreciate that, as well as become a subscriber. I would really appreciate that as well. King, what's going on, my friend? He's here. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. Just waiting for our passengers to finish boarding the airplane, and then we will get on out of here. Hoping for some better flaring today in the airplane. We always haven't been the exact best with our record when it comes to this airplane, even though we've only flown it on stream once, and this will be my 5th ever flight with it, so getting used to the airplane still. Let's continue on with some more procedures. Let's go ahead and get our predictive wind shear up to the auto position. Let's get our TCAS off of standby. We're going to squawk 1200, get that all set up and ready to go. Make sure it's disilluminated, which it is. I'm going to go ahead and set our cruising altitude now, 37,000 feet. Lovely. Get the constraints all set up on the first officer's side as well. Really, really like the Delta livery, so do I, man. Hey, bro, we're just going to say hi. I got to go. Is Lay here? All right, King? Have a good one, my friend. Thank you for peeking in, saying hi. Really appreciate that. Catch us on Saturday, my friend. Stream starts at 11 o'clock, I believe. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday we will be in the PMDG Boeing 737-700 Bahamas Air. Should be a fun one. And then also on Sunday, everybody, we're going to give the mighty Antonov AN225 a try, the Maria, as they call it. The airplane is, I've given it a few test runs already, and it's fun. The Maria is just a completely different airplane. The 2 test flights that I've done it on, the airplane weighed over 1 million pounds. The second one I did earlier this afternoon. I worked from home today, so on my lunch break I was able to take an airplane up and fly it all the way through, and that led us right up into the stream. We were 1,267,320 pounds or something like that, with an 18% fuel load. You know, so it's just really interesting. It's a big, heavy airplane. It's really not that complex, the AN225, for this sim. It really isn't. If you have the Delta belly, that's extremely rare to fly. Well, let's find out. Only one way to find out, right? Oops. There it is, bud. Just for you. Oops. Delta. Cool, huh? Alright. Let's go ahead and get back inside the flight deck. We have 80 people boarded. We have a few more things we have to do here as far as our ground services is concerned. We need to dismiss the GPU. Oops, do I not have APU gen on? I should. Just always forget that I hate that. I hate that little gong. Adam, what's going on, my friend? So yeah, we're just getting ready to get out of here, folks. The airplane is pretty much all set up and ready to go. Just checking up top here. Let's get this on, and at least giving us some information there, even though I don't really pay attention to that too much. We're going to go ahead and get our no smoking signs onto auto now. We'll get our seatbelt signs on as well. Let everybody know that they need to start getting ready to depart. We'll also give ourselves some integrated lighting on the overhead, just so we can kind of see what we're doing a little bit more. Lovely. We're going to do the same down here as well. Give ourselves some integrated lighting. There we go. Make sure same is set for our autopilot, which it is. It's as high as it can go. All right. Lovely. Oops. Still under the belly of our airplane there. There she is. So this subscribe thing up here all of a sudden is just playing way too often now. And I don't like how often it's playing. Widget show duration 5 seconds. Widget hide duration. Let's hide that for like 2 minutes. There we go. So now it's not popping up every 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Alright, let's go ahead and check out the current weather conditions for Minneapolis. Let's see what we have here for the weather. Our arrival looks like 160 degrees for the wind at 7 knots, which isn't bad at all. Great visibility, scattered clouds at 1800, broken at 90, or is that 18,000? Nope, that's 1800. Broken clouds at 50. Okay, that's not terrible. Not terrible at all. I can live with that. I can live with that indeed. Okay. What's going on with our loading? Are we nearly done? 13 people left to go. The snow has returned as well, so it looks like we're going to have a snowy departure here out of Winnipeg. I'm just comparing what the weather has in Navigraph. Ceiling is 9,500 feet. Yep, okay. 1,800. Scattered 1,800. Broken clouds at 9,500. Yep, oh, that's right. Okay. Alright. Really just making sure that we had all that information right, which it looks like we did, so we are worrying for no reason, I suppose. Alright, we're going to go ahead and just get everything ready to go right off the ripski here, so as soon as we have everybody boarded, we can push and get on out of here. We are departing runway 18 out of Winnipeg. We are currently sitting at the gate, which means we will need to push back out and to our right. Well, I guess we can push back out and to our left. That would actually probably be the better direction to push from. Yeah, out and to our left should be fine. Let's go ahead and get ourselves all turned around here. I haven't used GSX in so long. I need to give it another go. It's been a while. I just kind of, not that I don't like using it, it Every airplane just acts so much differently with it, man, and it's just annoying. I don't mean to complain, but my gosh. Alright, 109 people boarded so far. Looks like we have 4 people taking their sweet time getting on the airplane here. Not exactly sure what the holdup is or what's making them take their sweet time, but that's no big deal. We gotta come down here, and before I forget to do anything else, which is something that I always forget to do, that's coming in here and putting in the rest of our init data. I always forget to initialize our weights in this menu before we leave lately with the Fenix, only because you just have those weights, and we have those weights readily available off the flight plan, right? So it's no big deal. I mean, I can grab them. I just don't trust that. Boarding complete. There goes the jetway already. Let's go ahead and do 120.9 and 28.7. And the amount of fuel that we have on board for the block is 12,299. So we're going to go 12.3. The prediction is going to do all of its own stuff there, and then we will be able to get the bleep out of here. Alright, awesome. That is looking good to go. We are ready to push, folks. Let's come up here, go ahead and get our beacon lights on. We are going to come down here and get our ignition switch down to ignition-start. We are going to come back here to the wing view. Don't mind our Sky Cafe truck taking off part of our wing there. Enjoy the startup sounds, everybody. Simulator volume is going to be coming up. Enjoy the sounds of the Fenix, and we are going to push. Enjoy, everybody. Alright, it sounds like we have a good start of engine number 2. Let's hop over to engine number 1. We'll get her up and running. Listen for the PTU. Sounds like we have a good healthy start of engine number 1 as well. Let's hop back into the flight deck here and just make sure everything is looking good for us. Oops, we got to get our backup artificial horizon all set up there. There it is, good to go. Both engines are running now, absolutely wonderful. We're going to come down here and get our ignition start switch over to normal. We're going to come up here as well. We're going to get our APU bleed off and our APU master start switch off. And then we are going to simply set the parking brake as well, seeing as pushback has completed. Alright, lovely. We already have our beacon light on, which is wonderful. Next order of business is we are going to come over to our wing view. We're going to do a flight control surface test everywhere. We're going left aileron. Good. We are going right aileron, looking nice as well. We'll pop over to the other side, perform the same test. Right aileron looking wonderful, and then we are going to go left aileron awesome as well. And let's come back here. Let's get flaps to position 3 for departure today. Alright, looking good there. Wonderful. Let's come up to the flight deck again, come up to our overhead. Let's go ahead and get our taxi lights on. We'll throw our wings on as well, and our runway turnoffs, just so we are all nice and lit up, and we are set to go. Coming down here, releasing our parking brake. Alright, let's go flying, everybody. What a snowy mess we have out here right now, huh? take this left-hand turn right here, or right-hand turn rather. I don't know my lefts and rights today. Very poor visibility out here right now. Hopefully we will have an okay departure. I am pretty confident. I don't think that we will run into any issues. Get myself in a better position here while also steering the aircraft. All right. Make our next left-hand turn onto taxiway Kilo right here, and then the next right after that onto Foxtrot. While we are completing our taxiing, we're going to go ahead and get our taxi checklist done and out of the way. Let's come down here. Let's get our auto brakes set to maximum, which is what they are wanting. And there we go. We'll come down here and get our spoilers armed as well, and we will check our takeoff config, which is showing as normal. Lovely. Can't ask for anything better than that, right, folks? We're going to have to turn a light on here shortly. The sun is going down in my local area. Cannot wait for the summertime, guys, so we can actually fly in some actual nice lighting and not any snow. Alright, and then our next slight right-hand turn onto taxiway Tango up here, and then runway 18 will be on our left once we follow Tango all the way down. Excuse me. Remember, everybody, if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and drop a like on this stream. I would really greatly appreciate that. And if you are new here, please consider becoming a subscriber if you are liking what you are seeing. We are just moments away from takeoff, everybody, so patience is requested. This is our last turn onto taxiway Tango here. We're going to follow Tango all the way down until we get to the end. Make a hard left, and runway 18 will be right there. Just while we are taxiing down for the flight, let's just check and make sure we have everything set up here. Auto brake maximum, signs are on, cabin is ready, spoilers are armed, flaps are at takeoff position, and takeoff configuration is normal. Alright, looking good there. Altitude is set on the autopilot correctly to 37,000 feet. Altimeter, just check that again, that's looking good. Alright, we are set for a good departure. We just got to get down to the runway and make it happen, folks. Get some hydration. Cheers, everybody. For some good safe flying here. Should probably pay attention though. We're going to do a turn and burn today, folks. You know how that goes. Definitely snowing, that's for sure. Oh yeah, Chris. Alright, here is runway 18 right here, folks. Like I said, we're going to do a turn and burn, which means we're going to get up top here. We're going to get our landing lights on. Nose lights will go into takeoff. Oops, or not. Strobes will come on as well. Alright. Everybody enjoy the departure. Sim volume is up as loud as we need it to be. And I hope everyone has a nice departure. I will talk to you all once takeoff is completed. B1, rotate. Positive rate, you're up. There goes those winds right off the rip, tipping our wings a little bit, but we'll get that under control. Alright, levers going into climb. Alright, let's go ahead and start our right-hand turn here to get onto course. Alright, we've just reached acceleration altitude, and I think it's time we turn on our autopilot now. Alright, go ahead and get flaps to 2. Alright, flaps to 1. Now flaps clean. We have ice. We'll go ahead and get that taken care of. All right, wonderful. What an awesome departure, everybody. Coming above the clouds now. All right. We no longer need our ground spoilers. We can stow those. Well, unarm them, rather, not stow them. But you guys know what I meant. Okay. Look at that. Doing absolutely wonderful, and the camera is performing spectacular as well. So happy about that, man. We were having so many problems with the old camera setup that we had, and it just really wasn't working anymore, so I am more than thrilled to finally have such a better option as far as the camera is concerned. Alright, we are very close to 10,000 feet. We're just surpassing 8,500 here, according to our little doohickey. So, according to our altimeter, rather, of course, the FlyLiveStudio altimeter is off. I wonder if I can go look at the setting right now and see exactly what could be causing it. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing. I went into the settings a little bit more a couple of days ago, coming up on 10,000 feet. So we're going to come up here and we are going to get all of our lights turned off, as we no longer need those. Are we still detecting ice? Which we are still in icing conditions, so we are going to keep our anti-ice on for now. Remember, if you guys haven't done so already, which you guys probably have, and I'm so sorry for repeating myself, please go ahead and give this stream a like if you are enjoying what you're seeing, as well as consider becoming a subscriber. I do stream flight simulation weekly. I try to stream weekly. We are just getting back up to speed now on weekly streams now that I'm settled in my new job and everything, so keep a lookout, everybody, for weekly live streams moving forward. Saturday, we have the Boeing 737-700 by PMDG. We will be doing Bahamas Air, going from Miami to Nassau and then Nassau to Fort Lauderdale. And of course, Sunday, we will be flying the mighty Antonov AN-225 Bria. So that one should be really fun as well. I've been toying around with that airplane, kind of learning the flows and how everything goes inside that cockpit, seeing as it's all in Cyrillic. Ice not detected, so we can get on and get our anti-ices off now. We no longer need that. Okay. And there we are once again, establishing a nice rate of climb. So let me first, I'm going to go open the blinds a little bit more behind me, just so we can get a little bit better a little better lighting in here so I don't look as washed out. Okay. Alright. Look at that lovely, lovely landscape out there. Nice and pretty with the snow, huh? And coming up to 16,000 feet. Music is going to come on at 18,000, everybody. So let's go ahead and get our music service all pulled up here and ready to go. And we will be looking out for transition altitude as well, where we will put our QNH on both the first officer side and the captain side into standard. If you don't do that, and you don't do the first officers as well, you will get a gong with an alert. I've learned that now twice. Alright, we'll go ahead and pull ourselves into standard mode. We are at transition altitude now, folks. So that means we are just going to come over here to this view. We are going to get the simulator volume down just a little bit. That should be fine for everybody. And then we will go ahead and get our music started. Maximal. He says, what kind of game? Right to the chat. Well, this is Microsoft Flight Simulator, my friend. If that's what you're asking. Got about 44 minutes to go, folks, so everybody settle on in, grab a drink, grab a snack, do whatever it is you need to do. I am going to take a quick restroom break while the airplane climbs up to its cruising altitude of 37,000 feet, so I will be right back, everybody. Give me just a few moments. Gonna pop up the restroom break sign there. Don't go anywhere. I'll BRB. Alright, I have returned, folks. Go ahead and get our nifty video back on. Alright. Sorry, I'm just checking the levels of the stream to make sure that you guys could hear me okay and that the music wasn't too quiet or too loud, so that's what I was doing, just kind of adjusting everything, essentially. Alright, that seems to be good. Let's get back up to the flight deck really quickly and check on everything, see how everything's going. Just going past 30,000 feet. Let's head over to our Navigraph and see exactly where we are at with our route. And so we are in the United States now, everybody, back in the US. We see we are just crossing into Minnesota now. About to go past Grand Forks, heading our way right across the state, right down to Minneapolis here. And from there, we are heading to Green Bay to our east. So a much shorter flight on the second leg, but still fun nonetheless, right, everybody? Love the fact that the EFB is just incredible in here. You can pull Navigraph right up. You can pull up your charts. So, like, if I wanted to come over here to Minneapolis, I mean, I could look at our arrival chart, which we're taking the Bain E3. So the fact that I can look at this in real time, right quickly, and just be able to kind of look at our map and see exactly what we need to do, you know, that this is just phenomenal. So maybe I'll start using these. The more and more that we go around, I'll start bringing these up on screen and using the charts on screen for everybody in the future for sure. But for now, we will leave Navigraph. Oops. We will go back to the route. Julian, what's going on, my friend? He says, what mods do you have installed? Oops, I still have the restroom sign up, folks. Why didn't anybody let me know? Look. As far as mods go, my friend, I have the FS Dream Team GSX Ground Services X. I have the Amphibious Pilot's Pushback Tool. I do have the Enhanced Airport Ground Textures pack downloaded from the marketplace. I'm trying to think of what else I might be missing. FSLTL, even though it's not running at the moment, I have installed. Go in the description as well. Actually, you know what? Is there a command for mods? Did we do that? Let me see. W's. What's up, my friend? Yeah, no problem, Julian. Go ahead and hit that sub button if you wouldn't mind, if you haven't done so already, and go ahead and hit that like button as well. That way you turn on notifications so you'll be informed of whenever we go live, of course. So you'll never miss a stream like this ever again. I'm just joking. But W's welcome, my friend, welcome. Flying from JFK to Haneda, nice, man. Haneda, that's a long one. What are you flying? A 7.8, A350, 777, something along those lines, I imagine, right? Excuse me. Good music grooving here. 777, nice, man. I cannot wait for the PMDG 777 to release. I think, unfortunately, we are still quite a ways away from that, unfortunately, but eventually, right? You know, we're waiting on a few of them, man. At least I am. Almost at the top of our climb, and then there's the top of our descent right there. Hey, Julian, coming in with a subscription. Thank you so much, my friend. Really, really greatly appreciate you. For the subscription, my friend, welcome to the crew, the FlyWithMB crew. Welcome aboard. The Captain Sim one is alright. I mean, it was 20 bucks. Yeah, you know, okay. So, longtime viewers of this channel and my streams will know I have very mixed feelings, and it's kind of hard to describe when it comes to the Captain Sim products as they currently sit, the state that they're in. Now, if anyone's been... Ooh, just unplugged my speakers on accident there. My headphones, rather. I ran over my audio setup, my little panel down here with my chair. If anybody's heard... If anyone's been flying flight sim since, like, the FSX days, or maybe even before then, FS 2004, Captain Sim was such, in my opinion, was such a liable and reliable developer. And, you know, I think it's because there was a lot of different team members working for them at the time in the FSX days, FS 2004. Because let me tell you, I own the 777, the 767, the 757, the C-130, the 707, 737-200. I pretty much own all the Captain Sim products for FSX, FS 2004, etc. So it was just kind of sad knowing that... Now, I was playing Flight Simulator 2020 on Xbox at the time. When I saw that 777 hit the marketplace, I was enamored. I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Like, the Captain Sim 777 is in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it's such a good deal. You know, here we go. But unfortunately, the second I stepped foot in the cockpit or the flight deck, just like many of us when we threw on the battery switches for the first time, guys, and we saw that the ECAMs were from a 747, had 4 engines there, but only 2 running, and I knew right from there it was going to be a shit show, and it was. Like you said, it's okay. It's an A to B aircraft. Every now and then on stream, I throw it up. I toy around with it. It flies like a flying brick with no components, but you know what? It is what it is, man. Still a 777, right? You still gotta have fun with it. But, you know, now that we're getting... The simulator's getting older now, you know, so now it's getting more stable. The developers are working on their airplanes. I mean, think about how many airplanes we're missing that are currently being worked on, right? 727's being worked on. A380. PMDG has already announced the 74 and 777. We have a couple of A330s coming. We have a couple of A350s. 737 Classic, 747 Classic. It's just, man. Not only that, but any builds, like we were just talking about the Antonov that they just released. I threw it up a few times already. It's not complex by any means. 7572 Bird, welcome, bud. Excuse me. Yeah, I can't wait for all those airplanes to release, man. The Antonov 220, the AN 225 was a big one on my wish list for many years of just wanting a proper 225 in the sim. But unfortunately, we didn't really get that until now, and even then, this one's perfect. You know, Any Builds, I think, did a really good job with this, and I think they went the right route with this one. The Antonov 225 has a flight crew of 5, right? 2 flight engineers, a navigator and radioman, co-pilot and pilot, or captain and first officer. There would be so much to do. I mean, the airplane was designed in the Soviet Union in the 70s and first flew in 1982. That was the peak of the Soviet Union, and at that time, every airplane, even in America, I believe, well, I'm pretty sure the 75 and 767 were just releasing around then. Every airplane had flight engineers at that point. So, you know, you're taking the work of 5 crewmen and condensing it down into something nice and easy, just for the pure standpoint of flight sim. I'm fine with that, you know. You really want to fly the A350? I know, man. You think it's worth buying it, like in terms of cockpit and functionality? Oh, absolutely. And for every purchase of the Antonov AN225 right now, the proceeds go directly to rebuilding the real-life airplane, everybody. If you guys don't know that, every dollar that is spent on the Antonov AN225 by Any Builds is going to Antonov to fund rebuilding the airplane. So everybody go ahead and buy the aircraft and take to the skies, man. Any builds are some of the best in quality and speed of development? Yeah, I mean, the A310 was pretty solid. Don't really fly that too much on here. A310, I mean, it's a lovely airplane. Don't get me wrong, it's, you know, right in there with the A300, one of the first Airbuses. So I love it in terms of that, but in terms of like personal connection to the airplane, I don't really have one. And that's really how I really enjoy my flight simming, is flying the airplanes I love, you know. Shame it's the departure. Yeah, it's alright, man. Go back, replay it. Visibility was very poor and it was snowing. Took off into a headwind of 28 knots, which was cool. Alright, let's, what do you say we get back in the flight deck here and have a look at our weather again. For Minneapolis. Let's go ahead and refresh this. Winds have slowed down, changed directions a little bit. 180 at 6 knots now. Visibility is still good. Scattered clouds at 1800 still. Broken clouds at 9500. I'm fine with that. Altimeter 29903. Alright, we are still doing well. Can't go wrong with that, right? Estimated time of arrival is 23:15. It's quoting us at another 45 minutes. We'll go back to Navigraph here. About halfway through our route, folks. That's Canada for you? Yep. You know, we've been so lucky here in New England. Obviously, people in Canada, you know, we're Canadian citizens, or Canada in general, let's just say. Obviously, get a lot of adverse weather and a lot of snow. That's a lot different than what we all receive around the world. New England, their winters, our winters here in New England are usually just god-awful. And you know what? I don't so much mind just the snow. Just the snow is fine. A very light, fluffy snow that I'm not going to break my back on trying to shovel, I'm fine with. What I don't like is the wet, slushy bullshit that I could add flavored water to and make a snow cone with off the ground. I am not into that whatsoever at all. Hate driving in it. Hate being out in it. Dislike everything about it. You're from the East Coast? Yes, I am, my friend. It is currently 5:32 p.m. local time. Nice, Julian, nice. You gotta love New England, huh? Oh, I'm not sure if you're from New England, but if you are, God bless you for hanging out with the rest of us, man. We appreciate it. There was snow all around me, and I was just walking in a t-shirt. We just have to get used to it. Canada is amazing. Yeah, it's somewhere I've wanted to visit for quite a while. Definitely on my list. I think the first place I'm gonna go as soon as I'm able to, like, now that my career is kind of got the rocket boosters on it, it's gonna like level off here in a little while once we're coming up the next year or so. Yeah, I think Japan is definitely on my list of places to visit first. Japan, folks, is where I would like to go. The culture, the food, everything about it, man. From the tri-state area. Alright, man. Live right next to NYC and personally love New England. So do I. You know, it's got a charm about it. I talk all kinds of shit about it, but, you know. Right? Like, who doesn't? But, you know, it's fun. Just hop onto your flight, right? Oh, were you flying in real life or are you flying in the sim? Any Canadian cities you'd want to visit? All of them, I suppose. Toronto. Of course. I don't really know too many Canadian cities. Typical New Englanders, I know, right? We complain. That's all we do. No in the sim? Alright. I was going to say, that's badass, man. If you're actually on that long of a flight right now, you got a long way to go. I haven't flown since last year. It's been over a year since I've flown. Normally, we fly every February, but this year, vacation plans were put on hold, given my new position within a company I started, so what was my last flight? My last flight was KPVD to KMCO. Actually, no, I lied. Technically, if you want to count the flight in full, it was KPVD to KBWI, and then BWI to MCO. As a warning, Toronto is highly overrated and Pearson is a shit show. Alright. Well, we'll go to Montreal, as Julian is suggesting. But yep, that was the last flight I took. Would love to fly some more soon, but like I said, I think the next trip I think we're going to be taking is more than likely going to be a cruise. And we like to leave either right out of Boston or right out of New York City for that, so... all the cruises I've ever been on have left out of New York City. I've never had to fly to get on a boat. Last flight was Newark to Puerto Rico. Nice, man. Very nice. I'm just looking at the METAR here. 80 degrees. And then before, it was from JFK to MXP. MXP. That's... I don't know what airport that is. Let me look it up. MXP. Oh, alright. Penza, Italy. Woo. Hey, we have never flown there. We will add that to our list. What happened to our music? What happened to the tunes, man? There we go. Montreal was very different from the rest of Canada, and then the Maritimes are even more different. Been wanting to go to Whistler forever. Have you been? Sorry, just checking the audio levels again, making sure that everything sounds okay still. Does the A320 have a cabin? It sure does. You can kind of see it there in the pass-through. Let's come over here and... there we go. There's the cabin right here. This is supposed to be a first-class layout, but, I guess not. Not today. But yeah, looks beautiful, don't it? Absolutely lovely. Go ahead and sit just forward. Always try to get a good view. Wow, cool. How did I get it? This is the Fenix A320, my friend. The Fenix A320. And then simply just set your own custom camera views and you are able to walk around on your own. Alright, let's go ahead and start down here in just a few moments. Looks like we need to go down to 8,000 feet to start. Actually, you know what? We'll select 5. Descent time, everybody. Go ahead and enter our managed descent mode as soon as we reach TOD. And there it is, down we go, folks. Unfortunately. Already descending from our first leg into the Minneapolis area. We got some special things about our country. Sweatshirts are called hoodies in Ontario, but called bunny hugs in Saskatchewan, along with many other weird things, including our politics. Huh. We're from America, W's. You don't have to tell us anything about politics, my friend. Is that A320 better than the freeware one, I'm assuming? So I'm assuming you're talking about the FlyByWire, or are you talking about the default A320? Are you talking about the FlyByWire A320 Neo? It's so... Can I really call this airplane better than that? Yes, I can. The main reason being is just because it's more developed. The features are more complete. There's VNav. What else can I say in regards to that? Other than that, the FlyByWire is also a really good choice. The FlyByWire A320 is a fantastic freeware aircraft. Absolutely wonderful. With the EFB, the SimBrief integration, the system functionality, everything that the FlyByWire team brought to the table with that airplane is just... It's beyond expectations for a freeware product. So the FlyByWire A320 Neo is absolutely a fantastic aircraft, and so is this Fenix as well. Have you seen Ontario politics? How about Alberta? We got some people make some special decisions. Yeah. We're right there with you, my friend. Right there with you. Anyways, politics aside, we are now descending into the Minneapolis area, everybody. The weather is still holding out nicely for us. We shouldn't have any problems.